Welcome to Off-Grid Victory. So it's a lovely day here in the Ozarks. It's the summer, and I'm glad we had a little bit of relief in terms of the rain. But um, as you may be able to tell from this pond picture that I have, we really needed that rain to come. And what I wanted to talk to you today about is, obviously we garden and we have livestock, but one of the things that people don't really utilize as a food source is plants inside water as food resources, right? So, yeah, I mean, one of the things that we do is we grow over there, as you can see, and I'm going to get up there with the boat, is the American lotus. So American lotus, there's a lot of edible parts to that plant, whether it be uh, the nuts that come off of it from the flowers, the pads themselves when they're very young could be eaten, and of course, what we like to eat is the tubers or the roots from the lotus. And so the lotus provides a lot of benefits for our pond. It provides benefits from the fish, from the overhead kind of predators, the ducks and the herons and all of that good stuff. And for us, it provides another source for food, right? So, even though a lot of people's gardens this year may or may not work really well here in the Ozarks, this is something that will kind of almost always work. And so let me talk to you about the American lotus. So I'm going to go out there and row over, and we'll go check it out some more. Alrighty, so I'm on the other side of the pond here, and man, I'm just kind of taken back by how little water I have in my pond. So you see the banks over there? Normally in the spring that would be all filled up. All of that grass you see there would be non-existent. And right now it looks like even these lotus plants are getting devastated by beetles, probably Japanese beetles. I can't find one at the moment, but look at this. My goodness, they're eating the heck out of it. But of course, the lily pads themselves in the water are doing fine. All the stuff that's on the top, I guess, kind of got burnt up a little bit. And of course, they have these lovely, lovely flowers here, as you can see. And of course, the seed pods, right? Here's one right here. This guy isn't quite ready yet, but let me show you one that I just picked up that is ready. So, with these lotus plants, inside are these nuts. Like, here's my finger, and you can see the nuts inside. They're kind of like, they look like acorns, but definitely taste better, and there's no tannic acid. You don't have to worry about any of that junk. You can just go ahead and toast them up and eat them. But there's a few good nuts in here. Some of them are a little too tiny, but at any rate, you can eat the nuts off of the lotus plant, as well as what I really like it for is the tubers. And now I'm looking at it, and this tuber is nowhere near the size it needs to be harvested, but I can kind of show you the structure of that lotus root, right? So here it is, that classic root, the cross-sectional area of it. And this is what you would pick up at, let's say, an Asian grocery store, right, for food. These lotus roots, or the tubers of it. They taste very much like potatoes. They're very starchy, but have a little crunch in them. So really, really nice, good food. And so this is one of the things you can do if you have a pond. You can grow food in it, right? So we happen to have lotus here, which I think is much more edible than any other plant that's kind of grow in your pond. Other than the sea, like things like kelp and seaweed, on your pond you can basically grow this, the American lotus, for the food, for the seeds, and for the roots themselves, the tubers, for food. So, one of the things here in the homestead, I mean, we do gardening, a lot of back-to-Eden gardening, and we have an orchard full of trees. But this is something that most people don't consider that you should definitely consider, which is making your pond an edible plant paradise as well. And the other benefits of having lotus like this in your pond is, it provides cover for your fish. I mean, we have a lot of overhead predators. We have herons that come in and ducks that come in, and so it provides nice protection for the fish. And so yeah, this provides good cover. Now, it kind of looks to me from this perspective like my entire pond is covered by these lotus plants, but honestly, it's probably taking up about a quarter of my pond, and it's really because it's so dry that it looks like this. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be an eighth of my pond. But obviously, what I will do in the fall is take a lot of this back, and in a month or so, maybe a little bit more, I'm going to be harvesting all the tubers out of here, right? The lotus roots for food, and so this is all going to get cleaned up. But yeah, this is definitely something you want to grow, not just for the the pretty nature of these lily pads and providing a natural habitat for various life. You want to do it for food resource, right? Because it's something that people don't think about, that I think all the homesteaders with ponds should do. Now, the other important plant that you can plant here, especially on the banks and such, is cat's tails. So cat's tails you can use for a lot of things. For food wise, you can use the stalk portion of it, the tender portion to eat. And of course, other uses for things like the cat's tail itself, great for tinder, for backwoods, fire starting, things like that. But this video, yeah, I wanted to focus on water lotus and what you can do with that for food. Something to think about, something to have as an additional resource on your land. So that's it. Alrighty, enjoy your lotus nuts and your lotus roots. Alrighty, shalom.